I think.
Good. You hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay.
Okay, we're good.
All right, let's go ahead and start off. We'll start off with Andrew. Sorry. Hold on.
All right, Curtis, can you hear me?
Yep.
Lou, welcome. Big picture, not just about tonight, but Ty was mentioning before the game the two-a-days you guys have done a couple times in preseason. Can you take us through kind of what that is like? Can you contrast that to last season and kind of what is that setting a tone for you guys?
Hold on one second, Andrew. I think we lost him. Hold on one second. Sorry about that, you guys.
All right. Lou, before the game, Ty was mentioning the two-a-days he's been running the team through. And I guess how many times did that happen since you've been with the Clippers? It feels like it's a real thing. And is that a tone being set by him? What's the goal of that?
What's it, a two-a-day practice?
Yeah.
I think playing two-a-day practice is my first season more than second and third, but we've had a few. So, but I think T has done a great job of setting the tone and understanding what's expected of us, from his position. So yes.
I guess because you guys only have 3 preseason games, what do you now in this stage of your career want to get out of this shortened preseason?
I'm in pretty good shape. I'm comfortable where I am going into the regular season. So I think a lot of us are just prepared to get it started with being in the bubble and all of that stuff, and just taking that long break and then having 8 games or whatever it was, and then getting right to the playoffs. I think mentally we're just ready to get the ball started and get going in the regular season.
Okay, we'll keep it going. We'll move on to Tamir. Go ahead, Tamir. Okay, we'll keep moving on to
Hey Lou, have you wondered or what has the season been like so far? I know it's only been 2 preseason games, but like with the whole health and safety protocols, how strange is it, and how unexpected could things be this season? Do you think? Because like we already see like Chauncey and Reggie weren't on the bench today just for safety protocols. Do you wonder what's in store for you guys?
It's kind of the new norm. The safety protocols, they continue to get updated every day with different things that they implement, a lot of small things. And so you just kind of get used to it, and get over it, and just take care of yourself personally and just keep moving. So it is what it is.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll try Tamir again.
You guys hear me?
Yes, go ahead, Tamir.
Lou, just curious, how much do you feel like you need to maybe manage yourself throughout the season? I know you guys didn't do that last year, but is that something on your mind for this year?
No, I've never managed myself. I've been in the league long enough. I was in the league pre-load management, and so that's how I was trained. That's how I was raised in this league. And so personally, I don't think that's something that happens from my standpoint. If that's something that the coaching staff or the training staff feels like I need to do, then I'll let them lead with that. But other than that, my personal opinion is no. I'm just going to play the 72-game season.
Okay, we got time for one more. Then we're going to go to Coach Ty Lue. Last one is going to go to Sabrina.
Hey, Lou. It seems like you're going to get a lot more minutes with Zubac this year, the way the rotations are set up. What do you like about playing with him, and what have you seen him improve upon, from last year?
Zoo is still learning, still growing as a player. He's still a young player. So I look forward to getting with him and make sure we get on that same page, just being a 1-2 punch. And not only Zoo, I think the identity of the whole second unit looks different. And so for us to be successful, we're all going to have to get on the same page. But Zoo specifically, he just got to get better with his hands. That was a conversation we spoke to. I'm a willing passer, and he knows that. And so for him to be successful and get a lot of easy looks, we're going to have to get better and get on the same page with that. Other than that, I look forward to growing with him.
Okay, thanks, Lou. Appreciate it.
Every day from here on out.
How's it going, Coach?
Good. How you doing?
All right. Let's go ahead and get it started. First question will be coming from Cameron Buford.
Hey, good evening, Coach. I got a question for you. I want to know about your expectations in the development of Terance Mann, and if you envision him as being a point guard that can get the ball in players' hands late in the games.
We envision Terance being a point guard, for now, but I think he's just going to be a basketball player. I think he played the 1, 2, and the 3. Last year we worked on him, very heavily in trying to be a point guard. And he did a decent job with it. To be able to come out of college your rookie year and change positions just tells you how good of a player he is. So, right now we're working with him at the backup point. But he can also play some 2 and 3 as well. So we're just trying to figure him out.
Okay, we'll move on to Miriam.
Hey, Ty. Wanted to ask you about sort of the health and safety protocols that you guys are undergoing with, in addition to everything else you guys are kind of packing in. How much of a challenge is it to sort of deal with all that? Like today, obviously Reggie and Chauncey weren't on the bench with you guys. And also, how helpful will it be to have be able to dress 15 guys when that comes down?
It'd be very helpful, but all teams are going through the same thing. We just got to follow protocol as best as we can, and we have to adapt. And keep saying it all season. We got to adapt just like everyone else, and so we got to follow the protocols and what we're supposed to do. And you can do that and it still happens. So we just want to continue to do what we've been doing and continue to keep building and growing as a team.
Okay, we'll move on to Owen.
Hey, Ty, I just wanted to ask, do you know how long you might be without Chauncey and Reggie? And also, do you wonder how this might, impact the team as far as maybe moving forward, if impacting other guys or anything like that?
No.
Okay, we'll move on to Andrew.
Ty, when you talk about being adaptable, I mean, you have those guys on your bench 2 days ago. Now that you don't, I mean, how, as a coach, how do you try to, how much time do you have to incorporate the guys and knowing that they're going to be without 2 important voices on this team? Like, how does that go from your perspective?
Just have to adapt, just like, any other thing. So like I said, we got to adapt and just, continue to keep moving forward and try to keep getting better as a team.
Okay, and I believe last question will go to Justin Russo.
Hey, Ty, how would you assess how the team looked offensively tonight, incorporating the new stuff you put in from the last couple of days?
Not very good. We got to continue to keep working. I think about probably 8 or 9 times we called plays and we couldn't get guys in the right spot. So just something we got to continue to keep working at. We've been working all camp and guys have been staying out there trying to make sure we pick it up. But, it was a good test run for us tonight, just, throwing some different things at the guys and see if they were able to pick it up. And sometimes we did, sometimes we didn't. So we got to continue to keep doing that. And we'll be fine, so I'm not worried about it.
That's all I have for you today, Coach.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll start off with Justin Russo.
Hey, Paul, how you doing? You've looked really good offensively through the first 2 preseason games. Granted, it's 32 minutes for you, but what have you learned under this new system with Ty Lue that makes you feel comfortable to look as good as you have looked so far?
I think a lot of it is just preparation coming into the season. Year removed, years and change removed, 2 shoulder surgeries. So a lot of it is just off-season work coming into this year. It's just familiarity with the guys on the floor.
Okay, we'll move on to Go ahead,
Hey, PG. I was wondering, have you wrapped your head around what this season could be like playing outside of the bubble with just, I guess, a lot of the unexpected that could happen? I mean, with Chauncey and Reggie not being with the team due to safety protocols, do you wonder this is kind of like maybe a taste of maybe things that could come to prepare this team of how to adapt?
Yeah. I mean, this is part of the job. Other leagues have been successful under these conditions. It's part of the job. We would hope for no one to get it and everybody to stay healthy. But realistically, it's probably not going to happen. But I think everyone's taking the steps to just make sure it doesn't spread and we can keep this league going. So I think the league is just doing a great job of managing it.
Okay, let's move on to Miriam.
Hey, PG. Ty Lue mentioned before the game that you and Kawhi have developed something of a routine, I guess the preparation for games. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Simple. We just get shots.
So it's just a matter of getting the shoot around in?
Yeah, just work together.
Okay, let's move on to Andrew.
Hey, PG. Ty has talked so much since he was hired about the offense and how much he wants more ball movement. There were a couple of stretches in this game, both including you, where you guys make the extra pass a couple times. What are you hoping to see out of this offense with the ball movement emphasis that Ty has talked about?
Yeah, I mean, we got to just do a better job of myself, Kawhi, being playmakers. Making the extra pass, being aggressive, putting pressure on the defense. But ultimately, we got to just do a better job of being playmakers with our first group, and just playing the game. Making the right reads, and again, just being aggressive. I think that's what it really just comes down to.
And then, Paul, you talked in the past about the team practice and how you guys didn't practice enough last season. Ty has already instituted 2-a-days a couple times. What do you feel like that has allowed you guys to do through 1 week of practice in terms of getting more on the same page with each other?
Well, I mean, that's really where chemistry is built in practice, learning one another, learning coverages. I think practice is a lot of puts you in a lot of uncomfortable situations, and you have to learn to play through it. The saying where they say practice makes perfect. It's no cliche. I mean, it's you practice on things you need to work on so that the games are easier. And that's just the point where we got to get to, where we're practicing and we're drilling that when it comes game time. We've drilled something so hard, we know what we're doing in the game.
Okay, let's move on to Tomer.
Hey, PG, I'm just curious, what's sort of the difference in the starting lineup when you guys starting Serge as opposed to starting with Zoo? I mean, obviously the floor spacing, but just in general, what's that difference like for you guys?
I mean, you said it. Him spacing the floor is different. It's the first time in my career I played with stretch 5, so just on a personal note, it's new for me. I'm trying to get used to the spacing and manipulating the other team's defense. I'm used to guys rolling and being rim runners. Serge can obviously rim roll and finish at a high level at the basket, but he shoots the ball so well. Pop game, it's new and it's something I got to adapt to.
Well, given that it is your first time playing with a stretch five like that, how is that, I guess, figuring out part going for you right now? Do you guys learning each other's spots right now so far?
Yeah. We're learning. I'm learning just where he likes it, when he's going to pop, when he's going to roll, and really just how to drag that big out to create separation for him.
Okay, we got time for a few more questions. Let's move on to Forbot.
Hey, PG, you guys have a new starting lineup, a new coach, new offensive schemes, and it's a shortened season. So how much would you say percentage-wise you feel like you guys have gotten down in this kind of shortened off season that you've had with less practice time?
But we still got a long ways to go. That's the beauty. We got a long ways to go. But this group is cut out to get better and be playing at a high level down the stretch. So, we just got to build. It takes one game. It takes one day. Just got to build and get better each day.
Okay, we're going to move on to Shane Young.
Hey, PG. I'm just curious, what are your early observations or impressions of playing with Nick Batum, and what type of contributions do you think he could provide this year?
I like Nick. Nick obviously is like a utility guy that does everything. Passes, rebounds, defends, another just versatile guy for us. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun playing with Nick. Guy that kind of does a little bit of everything.
Okay, and last question is going to go to Melissa.
Hey, PG, you talked about how different you felt this season, physically speaking. Does that have a big effect mentally too, just entering into a season full health?
Absolutely. It changes everything. You feel good, you play good. And you're limited, you're going to have some doubt. And so, coming into this year, I feel good. My shoulders are a lot better. So that's kind of been easing my mind that I don't have to worry about, how to play through stuff. I'm kind of at ease when I'm on the court right now.
That's all I have for you today, Paul. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
How's it going today, Terance?
Pretty good.
Okay. If you have any questions for Terance, please raise your hand. Let's go ahead and get started with Tomer.
Hey, Terance. I just coming into this second year now. The second unit's been a little revamped now. Obviously, Trez isn't here. Zoo is playing with you guys. How do you feel you'll incorporate yourself, I guess, maybe better as a playmaker? I know you said you worked on your shooting as well. How do you see yourself fitting into that potentially?
Just what you said, just making plays, being able to lead these guys as a point guard, getting guys in the right position. We don't have Trez's big time scoring, so it's more execution with the second unit. So it's basically being out there, being able to lead, get guys in the right spots and making plays, and then bringing the energy defensively.
Okay, we'll move over to Justin Russo.
Hey, Terance, how you doing? How would you assess your individual performance tonight, and how do you think that the team overall played as a unit?
I would just say I was just out there trying to lead. Trying to lead that second and third unit. Like I said before, just trying to make plays, being a point guard. So, I say pretty well. And then as a team, we were, communicating defensively. We were trying to get everybody on the same page with that. We got to get better with that, definitely. So I think we just got to do that. We'll be better.
One more question from Andrew Greif. I'm sorry.
Hey, Terance. Last year, when you would come in with the reserves, so often you were kind of playing alongside Trez at center. I know it's only been 2 games, but with Zoo as that center with that second unit, What have you seen? Kind of what's it like to have him as the anchor defensively, especially with that unit?
It's great. Trez is great. Zoo's a great defender. He protects the rim. He communicates very well. He lets the guards know what positions we need to be in. So just knowing we have Zoo back there, being able to protect the rim, lets you be more aggressive as a guarding the ball and stuff. So having him in that second unit is definitely key for us. We'll continue to build off that.
Thanks, Terance.
And I'm sorry, but last one is going to come from David. I'm sorry.
Hey, Terance. One of the things that, we've kind of heard people talk about the team is, maybe the need for an additional playmaker or something. But, given your skill set, I know you've been primarily a two guard, especially in college. But, can you see yourself developing into that kind of player, to kind of lead the second unit and be that guy that can facilitate, and get guys shots and stuff like that?
Yeah, I just play my game. One of my strong suits is being able to play, make, and see the floor. So whatever Ty Lue wants to do with me, I'm going to do. And if that is, play with the second unit or whatever, the first unit, third unit, whatever, just coming out there making plays, that's what I'm going to do.
So that's all I have for you tonight, man. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.